I ate all these, that's why I'm doing this video. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am not looking forward to this video. It'd be a great idea if you did everything that makes you insecure and put it on the internet for everybody to see. So today, I wanted to share the things that are hard for me to do in jiu-jitsu, and it's not even just hard to do. There's a lot of these I just can't do. What I hope will be helpful is I don't even know. I don't use most of these things in my game. I've been doing it for, I guess, a year here in this next month, and still 3 times a week, still enjoying it, still having fun, love it actually to death. But if you thought that these hard things were all that it is, you might hate it, and I would understand. So I would totally understand if you didn't want to try jiu-jitsu, because these things are not easy for me. They're not effective. Some of them aren't effective. It's just, it is what it is. I do not use these things in my game. There are things that I do instead of these moves, or I modify them. I'll explain some of those. But I just want you to see me try, I guess, because I want you to try. These are embarrassing. I look awful in this entire thing. All of it. But you can do it, okay? Let's just get into it. So the first thing I wanted to illustrate was, in triangles, it's often called shooting a triangle. You're supposed to throw your hips up into the air and latch on, and then you can bring it down to cinch it up and reposition and all that stuff. But watch how Joel gets up on his shoulders. I mean, he is up on them. You get a good shot of that from the other side. You're going to see a lot of Joel smiling, which I'm really encouraged by. But here's me, and I don't even get off like my lower back. You can particularly see it here. I can't shoot a triangle. It's not a thing for me. It doesn't happen. That's it. Boom. Gotcha. Done. Going to sleep. So here's me doing an ab workout where you're supposed to be able to throw your butt up into the air. And I used to be able to do this. I can't do that anymore. So shooting triangles, not a thing for me. Watch Joel here just kind of hang on his back, hang in the air, lock it up, and then come down. It's just so much control. That's shooting a triangle. So for me, with triangles, I can't shoot in the air. I can weigh you down with my legs, and I do some of that later in the back take. It's really helpful. I use that a lot. What I will do if I want a triangle, particularly from my back, is I will stretch people out lengthwise. I'll send them further towards my feet, or I'll kind of push my back while holding on to one or both arms. I'll throw one of the arms through, and then basically I can shoot my triangle going this way rather than having to go up. So rather than bringing them up or shooting up into the triangle to snatch them that way, I extend both of us, and then I can pull them into it like that. I should probably have done that on the camera. That's what I do, and it works well for me. I'm able to snag that and do some other things from there as well too, which is really valuable to have options. Let's look at the next thing. Is the shoulder roll. If you would go to most gyms, you're going to have to do this as part of the warm-ups. This is how it's supposed to look. Nice and smooth, up to his feet, hit your head on the back. Just boom. Here's mine. It's yeah. What? Yeah. Okay. There's so many things wrong with that. That's like just call it a barrel roll. That's what happens. I get down to the ground, and that's how I actually had to do it in the first class of warm-ups that I did, is I do it like this, where I drop to my knee first, and then I kind of try to throw my arm through, which will pull me, and that helps a little bit. But I'm clearly like rolling on my side like a barrel, and Joel is not making contact with, I guess, more than one point of his body at one time. You can see him go from shoulder to mid-back to lower back at hips, and it's an actual like line through his body. Me, I'm kind of dropping to my side and rolling over. But hey, I don't use this one very much either. Let's look at break falls. Break falls are a thing, and I'm not going to teach you how to do it. Joel does kind of two, the classic one where we roll, but then he also, I think, some judo stuff, but also from when you get taken down, it's usually pretty forceful. He does a little bit more of this drop style one. Yeah, and just kind of, but you can see him dissipate the force, which is the point. So he can do both of those. I do not do that one. That's not me. I hate all these. That's why I'm doing this video. This is me. I squat. Yeah. So for one, I already hurt my back about 10 years ago on a trampoline by just jumping in the air and then like landing on my butt, vertically on my butt, like sitting up. And I felt all of the pressure of my spine just like bam. So the idea of doing what Joel did and just going backwards is not something I can get my brain to do right now. Anytime we do break falls, I drop down to the ground and then try to sit as much as possible, roll fall kind of thing. That's where I'm at. That's what I'm doing. I actually don't use break falls in my jiu-jitsu, but Coach has, we'll do a video on that sometime. I'll make a comment about it here in a minute. So here's another one. I drop, I roll, I dissipate force.
Recently started practicing break falls more because it really does feel good.
It does not feel good.
I like fighting the takedown. I'd rather hang on to you and us fall together.
If we're not falling together, which that honestly helps a lot because it slows down the fall. It gives them some of my weight, all that. What we usually do is my coach is a wrestling coach, and he's talking about, I mean, there's back exposure. You can have a field day on me in the comments on this. Like, I get it. There's a ton to talk about here. But what we usually practice is fighting the takedown, not necessarily in a try to get out of it sense. That's kind of hard for me from the tip of meter video. But what I do is try to get to my hands and knees as quick as possible. And then I can reset, turn, whatever. Going to hands and knees, if possible, is a really valuable thing if you're able to create separation, which is often able to be the case from what we've seen and what we practice. But if that fails, I try to grab on and go to guard or something. So, sit, roll my spine, protect my head, dissipate the force. That's the goal. You're going to see me do it pretty convincingly here in just a second.
You're arching your back and you're keeping your head tucked. So, yeah. I mean,
yeah, my glasses took off.
There's some proof of it.
Proof indeed. So this next thing is something I do use all the time. It looks bad, and when you see it compared to how it's supposed to look, you'll understand. It works really well for me and what I do and how I play at this point. It's we call it diamond frame. It probably has other names. Basically, keeping an elbow and knee connection on the top side for me gives me a lot of protection and maintaining some passing. And maintaining my guard against passing. I can fight against them trying to get underhooks pretty well. I can keep them at bay with my feet or with my leg. There's a lot of protection for me in there, and most importantly for someone of size, since they like to run around in circles around you, this lets me kind of set up shop and roll back and forth to face them, and if I need to, I can go straight to my back and use both my feet and keep them at bay. But it makes me be able to move if I can't, like I would like to be, and kind of like a half butterfly where I can pivot and actually turn on my butt. This lets me go side to side and keep up with their speed a little bit better. So then they can go to the other side, and I'm able to defend for the most part all the way through that roll. I try to keep connection as much as I can as I'm engaging, at least. I can't when I go back. You see, you can adjust your pants while you move. Yeah, and so that works pretty well for me. I can kind of get up the combat base. Kind of. It helps if I get some momentum. Joel wants me to keep my knee and my elbow connected on the bottom side. And that's what you should be able to do. I can't. You see the gap that I've got.
And so for me, This diamond frame is a consolation prize for not being able to get to here.
I'd love to get up and be able to engage in top, wrestle up, something like that. I'm certainly strongest there.
Okay.
Or what I like to use it for is if I can get up to my arm, then I can
do a technical stand up and disengage at distance or shoot in or whatever I need to do.
Now they can't push my knee to the mat.
Said they can't push my knee to the mat. You'll see that in just a second. This is me
you're doing the bottom
doing
side.
what he just said.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I do put my knee in there.
No, it's not happening.
Go however you would appropriately do it.
So we're going
So here's Joel's
like
version.
this,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna.
He doesn't quite do it the way I do it. He's trying to show you what I'm doing because there's better ways, and you'll see how mobile he is. See, look, he's protecting against underhooks. He's got his bottom knee on top of his elbow, which that's what he means. I can't push his knee straight down. If his arm was on top of that, then his knee's kind of useless. It's not doing anything. He can't engage it. But look how his bottom toe is always engaged, pivoting, pushing either side. Look him dig in.
I feel like that needs to be on the inside.
The dude is, yeah. Look how tight that is.
Cool.
So you see his elbow on like midway through his like thigh. No, I can't do that. It's really hard to get inside of that and pry him open. As you can see, and you see that bottom knee's engaged. It's not something that you can just press down because his arm can hand fight out of that and keep you back. So this is super powerful, and he's incredibly mobile when he's in this position. But yeah, that gap or lack of gap under his forearm, his top forearm, I can fit a watermelon. Well, I have a watermelon. I can fit that watermelon inside there. You can't fit a peach in there. This is from the other direction. You can see it's really hard to get inside of that, even with his legs spaced out. His feet can pummel.
Yeah, that looks so much different and effective. Yep.
Yeah. So next thing is difficult is for me doing anything from close guard and having to open it and sit up, whatever. I can't do sit-up stuff. I always, usually in rolling, I break their posture. I throw my leg up on their back to pin them. I start working sweeps. Or often I let people go ahead and pass the half guard. They don't get points for passing because they haven't fully passed the guard. So I'm way happier. There's so much more I can do if I get to my side and I'm in half guard, bottom half. That oftentimes I just cut to the chase and I'll let them pass. Past my full guard. There's some things I can do and jerking and stuff, but you'll see the difference. This is how you should be able to move. Even on a bigger guy, you can see him move around.
You're slippery.
Gift wrap to help pull himself up for the back take. Kind of tip me. I kind of give him the tip, but yeah, he still have my back either way, whether I gave him the roll or not.
I'll show how easy it is for you to sit up and work.
I didn't give him that one. When you can get high, you get your hips high, you can push me over, even if my base is
You don't have to
wide.
fight. Just
You'd think that I would be like stellar at that because I'm big and I can throw my hip, but I can't. My hips are so far away from my upper body because my torso is so long. It is ridiculously difficult for me to do.
the best tip bump sweep you've ever seen.
It's a Kimura. My chest is so broad, it's really hard for me to be able to lace and wrap up that grip, especially at distance sitting up. That works.
And the coup de grace, the back take. I don't think I know this.
From my back.
Yeah, squeeze your knees.
A few things. I can't get my leg out from under him very easily. I need that to be able to power and push myself over. If I put pressure on top of him, it's kind of puts pressure on me too. It's just bad. That's not how I take backs. Now, notice he's got a 90-degree angle between his calf and his thigh. He's on top of a table. Like, it is different when I take your back because you're so high. And once I shift him up so that his back is on my chest where it should be, rather than it's kind of over my sternum, over my belly right now, which usually happens when I'm establishing my hooks. Once I get my hooks, I'll pull them up a little more proper up to center them, and then it kind of unfolds them, it stretches them back. And so he said today, this is from a little bit ago, but he said today when we were working this, he's like, yeah, I feel like I grow an inch after I stretch them out. So it works once I get there, but this is not how I usually get there.
So
what I wanted to show here was the power of like pinning them with the leg. Also my really crappy flower sweep. It works.
I can't do any sit-up stuff. That actually works. But I can use my legs to throw people.
Yeah.
I like that part.
That felt pretty powerful.
Really crappy flower sweeps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The last thing I want to show you is a knee cut. Knee cut, something that you learn pretty early on, and a lot of people use from their feet. You'll see Joel do it from his feet, which is helpful. But classically, we learn it from in here, and I can do it, and I can keep them from going places. I really don't like it. It's really hard for me to turn my upper body enough to get chest connection. So watch.
So then pop that open. This goes up. Yeah. Coming up and over.
But right there, there's so much open space. His top arm's already tucked in, preventing an underhook, which is something that I want to establish early to help lay him out. He's on his side. I want to get chest-to-chest connection as soon as possible. But look how my chest is like facing the wall. It should be facing him much more. Already kind of turning in, and I can't do it. If once I land my knee there, I just can't turn in enough. So here's how it lands.
For you, but this is really bad feeling for me.
So I kind of get to a side control, and I have to roll him over, push him into it. And now I've got my connection. It works. It's not the way it should be. And look how he's already got the underhook. I wasn't defending it, so I'm taking that note. He's already got the underhook. He is already sliding his chest. It's face down. It's coming towards me already. Then he comes across, and boom, he's already got that chest-to-chest connection. The pressure starts, and I'm in.
Sooner you make chest connection, the better off you are, right?
It's a lot quicker for you.
Yeah. Part of that is when we bring the knee this way, I'm not so much coming across your groin.
I don't know. I don't know if I caught him or not. And that was a bit of a rebuke, but
I'm going to slide it out to your knee.
Yeah.
And now
the point's taken. If you do take the knee, you extend their leg much more. Whereas I, at the top part of the leg, it hurts. But I don't pin their leg as much. I think I might pin the hip more, but he's points well taken.
I can staple this leg to the mat with my foot, right? And then boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how it should look. So, I promise you, I like jiu-jitsu, and I feel like I'm getting better.
I eat all these.
I don't use these things a whole lot. Some of them, with the exception of that diamond frame. But my point in sharing this for you guys is, hey, you'll make it. It's okay. You get through it. You learn it. You get better at these things. I'm certainly, this is probably not helpful. I'm better at these now when we did this video than when I started, which is not saying that the bar has moved a whole lot, but you know what? I'm still here. So if you guys are worried about stuff, man, just go out there and have fun. It's fun. We had a great time filming this. I've never seen, well, Joel smiles a lot like that. He's fun. So if you guys have questions, if you have some other moves you want to see me do, let me know. Yeah, I'm hoping to put some actual roll footage up soon. I know a lot of people want to see that. I've just been hesitant for so many reasons, but let's do it. Let's get it out there and let you guys see that there's more to crappy triangles, terrible hip bump sweeps, and all the others bad stuff that I can't do. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for sticking around. I'll see you next time.